captain of Haz. I've been dreaming of this for months.
Oh my god.
He's been using the garrison funds. The cheating prick. Now I can beat him, though.
Are you telling me you're going to gamble all of this money away?
No, I'm going to use it to make another man gamble all his money away.
Very well. Best of luck to you.
I and you. Lathander's grace be with you, and sunshine upon thee. As this is concluding... Hey, William, Ramiel, welcome. Hope you slept well.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yesterday and today my alarm either didn't go off or I didn't hear it, which is weird because I have I have an alarm clock with a shaker attached to it. So
Hey, you could consider doing what I did back when I was in uni the first time. I used to dot my room with like 7 different alarms because I was that kid.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, my housemates back then really didn't enjoy it when I slept through them for like 10 minutes. I think I had like oh god, like I think on Tuesdays I had a 8 a.m. like research math, and nobody else had anything till 10, so I would wake the house. Reminiscence. But while you've not been here, Ramil, Eggy converted the trade ship you were on. It was the Merryweather, and now is the good ship. What was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? The Joyful Wormling.
Wormling.
As the captain is now a devout follower of My Little Wormling, Friendship is Magic.
oh my god, what did you do to him?
Drugged him. Drugged him on good art and vibes. And rum. Lots of rum.
Lots of them.
What is it called? The what wormling?
The Joyful Wormling. Group then had a couple of days at sea, got their rests in, etc., and arrived at Leylon, bid farewell to the captain, and began to enter this part ruined, part restored fishing trading village. Town, really. After talking to a local, the group split up. Eggy, Tippy, and Valen heading towards the Peculiarities shop, owned and run by a local entrepreneur called Jack Torva. Jack Torva. Also, the master and inventor of the Torva Post. Get yours in early. While they've been doing that, Datoris, complete with a pharaoh crawling over his shoulder, decided to head to the fishery to talk to one of the local officials, as he wanted information about the mayor and about cult activities. Also, to catch you up, there's been a couple of slight retcon changes just for quality of life, etc. No stories have changed, no backstories, nothing really noteworthy. Just Valen will now be a little bit more tally-ho and swords, and Datoris' sword is a little bit less shiny.
Interesting.
So, while Pharaoh kind of comes to consciousness and stops tormenting Datoris,
My god.
the fishery is a small kind of double hut building connected by an interior door, stood on struts just away from the little, like, 20-foot cliffside coast. Leylon is not a particularly rocky region. Inside, in one of the little huts, there is like shelves and racks of fishing equipment. Anything from simple rods to nets, oars, boat, like boat repair goods, etc. And on the other side, there's a small office, currently occupied by a couple of locals and by a half-elven woman. Scarred and cut, looking to be in her maybe mid-20s to 30s, but she's a half-elf, so that could mean 40s. She's well enough dressed and her hair is decorated, but her hands are clearly calloused, and she holds a pen like you might hold a fishing rod or a sword. As you walk in, she'll kind of banish the other locals and look up. You're not from around here. Who are you?
Hi, Farah.
Hello,
Okay.
Farah.
Yep. That's Pharaoh. Hello. Name's the Taurus. Not far around here. You're right. Passing through here.
Name's Valdi. How can I help you?
Yeah. We're passing through here. We're going direction of the mayor. Hoping you have some information about it. Who's your
Yeah,
person to talk to?
it's a pissing death trap. Stay out of it. What else do you
Yeah.
need?
No. That's what we do. Sort trade. Follow the death traps.
Adventurous. Used to be one of you, and I took an arrow to the knee. That joke has finally gotten old, I think.
This
Uh,
building used to be owned by a half dragon.
what?
I remember
Dragon, what?
when I remember when this town was new and shiny. It was a library.
So this thing doesn't talk usually like that much, so I don't know what it's saying. This is the first time we've been here. I've been here at least.
Don't worry, I'm only 3 years ahead of you. She'll look back to Daytaurus, occasionally flicking her eyes towards Farah.
It's also just giving it a weird worry eye towards Beryl as always.
Alright, well, Lord Neverember sent me here as a consultant and a tradeswoman, not as any kind of adventurer, soldier, or anything like that. He's got a sergeant at arms here if you want to speak to him about military matters. Uh, yeah, what can I help you with, I suppose?
Mainly what we can expect in the swamp, what kind of creatures dwell there, kind of like birds or places of interest that does traverse it.
What little I know is you'll run into lots of lizard folk. They stand upright, they're about the size of a man, and they're about
Hmm.
10 times more vicious and bloodthirsty. They're a problem, but our garrison deals with them the few times they show up. Some of them do go roaming northward, then come back. They've obviously hit caravans or something like that. We've confiscated a few from them, but we don't have enough soldiers to really punish them. There's these kind of frog folk, bullywugs they call them. Other than that, couldn't really tell you much.
You don't know anything or know someone about that has information about the layout of the mare.
If you're
I'm not
talking,
as I'm not as self-preserved as swamps myself, but any information is useful.
if you're looking for information like that, you really want to go talk to a guy called Haziorum. He's the sergeant at arms in charge of the garrison here, and he's one of the only men or women in the town who's really ventured into the mare any distance, at least in recent years.
Right?
Oh, if you feel like giving a donation, Shrine Lathander is a good cause.
Pause to rebuild this place still.
Oh yeah, but also like spiritual help for all of us. Like it's a shrine to Lathander. but he's putting up another priest right now. Priest of Tyr. The Tyr shrine's gone.
That's too bad. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah,
Find where the
he'd
rest
be
of
a
my
little bit.
group went. Where can I find this Yoram, you said? Where would he be?
If you're looking for Yoram, head into the town square. Near the old shrine to Timora, you'll find a local long hall building that's been kind of retrofitted as a garrison. I'm pretty sure it won't take you long to find.
How do you spell the guy's name?
Has Yoram? I will copy and paste it.
IORRUM. Haha.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Can I,
waiting. Well,
can I has Yoram?
Oh. Right, if there's nothing else, welcome to town. Anything you can do to help will be appreciated. If you gotta head off, then at least don't start any fights, and you'll be better than the last group that came through.
well, no one is kind of like the fighting type in, well, starting the fighting type in our group, so this will help out, hopefully.
Cool.
Head for the town square.
Okay.
I'll call
There's
it to Pharaoh, like, Pharaoh, let's go. Okay. And then just go.
You see if the tail swishes a little bit, and Pharaoh will bow and a Manitora's blessing on you, and start patting his way towards following the tourists.
Mm. Okay.
all right. So you are heading towards the town square and the garrison building. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Make your way there. One of the buildings has indeed been visibly converted into a small makeshift garrison. Could perhaps house as many as 20 soldiers, but no more than that, really. Currently set outside on a small brick fountain, smoking and having a large mug, what looks to just be water, is a fairly tall, bald topped man. A simple, serviceable breastplate, well maintained, with a long scar running down one side of his face to the other. As you kind of approach, he'll look up, click his tongue, push himself to his feet. Alright, Orc. Stop there.
Ow, that hurt. Do I look
Yeah,
like a
this
savage
town
to
has
you?
some.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
this
very
town has
nice.
some. What the heck is that?
I don't know. It follows me.
I am cat.
Oh. They'll look back at you. This town has some old grudges with orcs. Though you got a few who accept them. And yeah, it's a complicated matter. Some orcs we like, some orcs we really don't like. You're a half-blood, ain't you?
Yep. I don't have any kind of affinity to orcs any way in any matter.
Ugh. He'll shrug and sit himself back down. Have a pew.
Uh,
I call that a pew. It's a rock.
Sit down. Like, looking for Aziorum.
You found him.
Oh, great. Cool. I'm passing through with my group. We're going towards the mare. I told you had some experience with it.
Yeah, I lost my favorite boot in there a couple of weeks back. It's a
Only one?
shithole. Yeah, I got it stuck in a sinkhole. One of my men had to pull me out. Came out without the boot.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. Why are you
Would be
going in there?
contracted to go in there, job.
Ugh. Alright, adventurer. Gotcha. What can I tell you? What do you need to know?
Need to know what to expect. Already talked to, what was her name again? Valdi Estepar.
Alright. Sound head on that woman. Well, she's been out and seen violence. Right. I've been maybe 10 miles into the mare. It's not far, not depending where you're heading. A couple of miles in, the ground will start to get mushy, soft, but it'll hold. 10 miles in or so, that's the limit. You'll start to find pockets and sinkholes. You gotta really be careful at that point. Stick to the high rises. If you can't, test every step before you take it. Especially if you got any kind of heavy gear on you. Like you get a foot stuck, you're gonna need help getting out. You get a few foot stuck, like you're in a group, you're losing a man.
I think we got that covered. We had a big guy with heavy armor, but he's gone now. Most of the group is like me, light on their feet.
See, fair. Even smaller folk like or lighter folk, you'll still have to watch your step. As far as dangers go, there's lizard folk, there's the frog folk. They'll try and ambush you, but they're not really that. How do I put it? Good. Yeah,
They're just savages, right? I mean, tribal-like creatures, probably. Races.
he'll squint a little bit, then look at the ground. You know, until recently, I would have agreed with that. But over the last few months, some of the lizards have been showing up with metal weapons. Crude, but sharp.
In a swamp.
He'll look at you and nod slowly. In a swamp.
So
Metal weapons.
they're getting it from somewhere.
It looks like crude manufacture to me. It looks like they've found swamp iron.
Swamp eye.
It's a real thing.
Wow. Correcty beggars. Anyway, we got a lot of magic in the group, so I guess we can handle them if they try to any funny business.
Alright. If you want to know more about Deepa, there's a pair of travelers who got themselves lost in the mere, came out the other side about a week back. They've been put up in the Umberhulk. It's the local inn.
What, they came
You might.
from the south side all the way to here?
I got a bit of their story. They looked like they were hiding shit, and really, as long as they're not a threat, it's not my business. But yeah, if their
You say
story's at all true, they've been deeper in than we have.
you say adventurers, but I think they're up like honest or just stick that to any strangers coming through. So of course
So,
we're going to swamp for a reason. They
would
might have been
you?
the reason.
Ah, well, I don't know. They might be what you're after. They might not. I don't know what you're after.
Well, if they haven't brought any trouble, then I guess they're probably not right after.
It looked to me like they were running from something. Like, the man, he looked furtive. I had my men have an eye on him. He's the sort. He strikes you as the sort who's gonna look around pilfering shit. We don't like that. We've not got much around here. The woman is a bit less flighty. She's a fighter, that one. Keeps her weapons, armor well maintained. I think the first day she was here out of the swamp, she nearly got kicked out of the inn for cussing too much as she was cleaning her armor up. Swamp mud. It's hell.
Right. We didn't know precisely how far we need to go in the swamp, so any kind of information would be handy. I'll go look for them. Thank you, good sir, for your help.
Hey, despite my cautious greeting, you will find a couple of other greenskins in the inn. The owners are a pair of orcs, Casca and Vaz. Like I said, there's some orcs we like.
There are some humans I like as well. I'll just wink and I'll go.
As you say that, he'll kind of nod. Yeah, there's a truth to that. As you emerge from kind of the town square area, I'd imagine at this time, the others are on the way back from the peculiarity shop. You may end up meeting them around this point.
So, had a nice time in a weird as rundown shop.
We did. Eggy even managed a wonderful new dance.
Found a dance in a shop.
If you like, we can show you. Quite interesting. We'll show you over a drink.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes, I heard about a inn towards the south here. Umber Hulk Shell.
Umber Hulk.
Umber Hulk Shells in. We could get some more information about what to expect in the mayor. Got a few, but not much. It seems to be a hell of a place.
Get the impression. It's a swamp.
Yes, I fill the rest of it in what I've learned so far. Ta-ta. It's a swamp. And then we'll probably go towards the inn, depending on what time it is. Like, when did we arrive in the Leyland, actually?
You arrived a little bit after noon, so assuming you've probably spent an hour and a half walking around getting information, it's probably sometime around 4 p.m. And Pharaoh, what were you trying to remember?
I was just gonna do a check to see if I knew anything about Umber Hulks.
The Umber Hulk is an inherited name, as sorry, not an inherited name. It's a new addition to Leyland in a rebuilt building.
No, I meant the creatures.
Oh, big insectoid hard shells.
Yeah, that's probably about what I'd know.
Aren't they from the Underdark, those things?
They are, yes. Underdark, anything underground. They're tunnelers.
Yep.
All right. So, are you heading to the inn? Did you say?
Yes. Seeing as we come late, it's already 4 p.m. We're probably not going to leave today. Probably going to stay here for the night if that's possible. I think, depending on what the group still wants. I think we'll go set out for the mayor tomorrow.
Yeah, that seems like the best plan. I, for one, would like a drink. And I would like to see this dance again. I might even try it myself.
You've been drinking almost pure rum for 3 days on a boat, and you still want more.
Well, there's a difference between rum and ale. Obviously.
It's all alcohol.
No, no, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, he just have a little drinking problem.
Just a little, yeah, just a little.
I
Prohibited
would
as you are.
consider it to be a big drinking problem. I don't do anything in a small way.
I can only do things small.
Oh, yes, you can. Kind of like this little thing.
Let's go.
As you head back towards the waterfront. Welcome to the stone. The Gangnam Stone. You begin approaching a sturdy wooden building built deep into the ground below. It's 2 stories, though the second story is visibly smaller as the building narrows as it heads upward. It's fairly long. Ahead of you, 2 open doors give way to a large common room, currently from which the hubbub of chatter from roughly about a dozen individuals reaches you. The room is lit by several sconced torches, a roaring fire which banishes the kind of the waterside spray and chill. And as promised, there are a pair of orcs visible. One rough looking male orc stood behind the counter, beaming this enormous friendly smile. And then a rougher looking orc woman in kind of simple overalls and an apron, sporting an eye patch, sat with a group of local soldiers, clearly sharing some kind of joke or story. In the corner of the common room, as you walk in, 3 local fishermen seem to be finishing a late lunch, each with a mug of ale. They glance up at you, nod. The soldiers glance over, take note, but pointedly track you from the corner of their eyes. And equally pointedly looking away from you, 2 individuals in the corner. One, shifty looking man, about average height, average to better looking, fair features, and sporting a fairly straggly goatee and unkempt hair, despite the image. Next to which, a slightly shorter but reasonably tall woman, currently in a simple padded coat with her equally scraggly hair drawn back in a ponytail. Her face has been clearly scrubbed. If anything, she seems to be a little bit of a clean freak.
I can't tell if she's 15 or 30.
You would probably think more towards the 30.
Pharaoh will approach this table, and you see, like, the tail, the end of it gets a hand, and just plucks the silver vase off the back, places it on the table, and then you see that, like, Pharaoh's entire body seems to, like, invert slightly, as, like, the entire body gets sucked into the tail, almost like a reverse, some sort of weird reverse straw, until like the entire body is inside the vase, just with the hat on top.
I will never get used to that.
That's the first thing that came into this inn. Oh.
No, Aggie was the first thing that came into the.
Make
I
a
don't
note
know
of
which
the
was
two in the
worse.
corner, which is probably the ones that we talked about. But first, the tours will go towards the table as well. And give a nod to the barkeeper. Barkeep? Is that a guy called up? Is that it? I don't know what to. I forgot the name for it. Fuck.
I go
Bartender.
up
Barkeeper,
to the
innkeeper.
barkeep.
Bartender. Barkeep. Yeah, bartender was it.
Yeah.
Words.
Well, do you
My
sit
friends and
yourselves?
I will need rooms.
I don't.
It's not gonna
Was
feel
your
shit. It's rude to sleep in the common room.
the man will kind of walk out from behind the bar, walk up. Welcome, friends from far places. I am Vaz, and
He-
welcome to my inn.
Hello, friend from this place.
Hmm. Hello, strange slime thing.
I am Cat.
No, you are not. What can I get you all?
You see that every single time someone says, no, you're not, like, Pharaoh's ears just kind of, like, go down like sad cat, just before just perking right back up less than 10 seconds later.
If Tippy is next to you, he will say, "Oh yes, you are cat,"
Ah,
and scratching the tummy.
Dude,
rooms, you say? He'll say, looking at Valen.
Yes, rooms. We'll be spending the night. We need food, ale, perhaps a bath for some of us.
Ha ha ha, Bath. We have the sea. I hope that will be enough. But for
And
rooms,
we'll
we can
have
do that.
I can make bath.
very well.
Would you like?
Let's yes. Yes, I would like.
How many rooms would you like? We have a common room for groups, but I see you are of all sorts. You think he was probably going to say both men and women, but then looks at Pharaoh and just says all sorts?
Okay. Well no, why don't we have a common room, we'll share it.
Very well. The common room is 2 gold for the night, or 3 gold including your meals.
Yeah, we'll go with 3 gold.
Wonderful. Well, I have a pot of stew and some fresh bread this morning. It's a fish stew. I hope you don't mind fish. That's pretty much all we ever can eat here.
That was my understanding from the boat. Um, very well. We'll eat, we'll drink, and perhaps we can find some amusements here.
Ah, brilliant. Yes, the men love to play their cards. They will take all of your money if they can.
Well, I am not much of a gambler, although I do spin a very good tale, so I can tell tales over drinks while they play cards.
Wonderful. Perhaps you can distract them so my wife can continue winning without having to get violent. Our bloodline is aggressive, you understand. He'll wink at Daytaurus.
Cake.
Do you have awful?
We do not have offal. We have fish guts if you would like.
I and Pharaoh will just kind of nod.
Brilliant. I will get them out of the bin. Ale, wine, We have a kind of distillation from the local herbs, if you'd
Ooh.
rather. It's strong, and the dwarves locally call it poison.
I think that's an excellent idea. I will have some of that.
One herbal distillation. For the rest of you, what can I get you?
Well, this is some mulled wine. Been on a boat for
Mulled
the
wine.
last week or so.
Yeah, just
Ice.
yeah. Give me some simple meat and some beef and some bread. I'm hungry.
Aren't you a
I
rabbit?
Yeah,
Shouldn't
so
you be eating vegetables?
I'm not a rabbit. I'm a heron. We eat meat. I eat rabbit too. If you had one,
We don't. We have fish.
no beef. Okay.
do you have
I've been eating
lemon
fish
juice?
for 4 days.
Haha. He'll turn to Pharaoh. No, we have fish. I'm sorry, it's been months since we've had a merchant caravan come through. One was due heading to Neverwinter, but they are late.
I turn around and scream at everybody. They have fish.
The soldiers will all kind of turn, "We have fish!"
What?
and start laughing among themselves. The fishermen will just chuckle.
Yeah.
Pharaoh like pop out of the well, just like pop out of the silver jug, just like this half amor, not even in like cat shape, just like this weird amorphous blob with the hat on top. They have fish, and then just kind of splash back in.
Strange creature. That is not cat. Yes, we have fish. He'll turn to Eggy. And what about
I
you, young?
I think I'll have fish.
Wonderful choice. And for a
Well,
drink,
since they have fish, it's an excellent choice. They have fish.
one might say it is the only choice.
You guys at least have some bread.
We do have bread.
Oh, thank God.
He'll look back at Eggy. We have watered wine and thinned ale, if that's to your preference. I could probably do some milk.
Yes, one glass of your best local craft milk, please.
Absolutely. It's crafted locally.
I think you mean squeeze locally.
Ah, yes, squeezed from the freshest cows. He'll head back behind the bar, prep you your drinks, and serve them to you with a kind of delicacy of movement. You can only get from being very powerfully strong, but also having been in this sort of trade for a good number of years as well. Following that, he'll glide into the back rooms and emerge, his arms laden with bowls of fish stew, a platter of steaming bread, and a bowl of fish guts, which he will put in front of Pharaoh. Visibly a little bit turning his nose up at the fish guts, as there is a kind of arid smell to them. I hope you enjoy your food and your stay in Leylon. It is a quaint town. Friendly people, lots of fish.
Thank you.
I raise my mug to fish, and I drink.
The soldiers, to fish! Bang, 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 bang.
Oh my God.
Please, it
One of
means.
the
And then
one of the fishermen will lean over. So, You like fish?
I do like fish. Not that I have much of a choice. Do you like fish?
I love fish. Not that I got much of
There
a
we go.
choice.
Well, then we have something in common. We all love fish.
No, fishing's the life. It's been my life, was my daddy's life, was my grandpappy's life. There's a freedom.
Hmm.
Well,
I can
doesn't that get
understand that.
boring? Just every day going on the water, getting the same creature.
Oh no, it's never boring. You don't know when that water's gonna try and kill you. The water, storms, sharks, your boat randomly splitting in two for no goddamn reason. Yeah, that happened twice.
Oh, what? That's what? Okay.
But it broke his heart,
Twice?
guys.
Uh, I've had boats split on me for no real reason. Some kind of like lingering flaw in the woodwork. It happens.
Sounds like not good maintenance, but okay.
It's
Bad
more that
wood.
bad wood, warped wood, damage you don't notice after a storm, stuff like that. We never go too far from shore, and there's those little islands outside, the idle islands. There's always somewhere to swim to.
Hmm.
So tell me, now that we all like fish, what's going on with the swamp? We've been contracted to do the stupidest thing, go in the swamp and find something. Is
Yes.
there an easy
The
way, an easy path?
the fisher folk will look at each other and chuckle a little bit. Sorry to say, bud, we ain't the ones to ask about that. You spoken to Haz yet?
You're the first people we've spoken to, or I've spoken to anyway.
I've spoken with Oz.
Uh, was he any use to you?
I mean, this is the first time we were in Leylon, so yes.
Good. Well, can't say I've ever been in there myself. Never been a swamp man. Have been raided by lizard folk though. They're bastards. Didn't kill me though.
I
Didn't really
didn't.
do much.
What I
Well,
learned from it,
no,
they probably want to take you alive to eat you later. You
no,
just
they
got
had
lucky, I
plenty.
guess.
I had plenty of chance. They just, like, I don't know. Been to a big city once, and I heard about people who drag you down dark alleys, stick a knife up to you, and say, "Give me all your money." That was pretty much what the lizard folk did. Is right strange.
They asked for
So
your
the
money.
thieves,
Oh, they
thieves,
didn't.
not murderers.
Yeah, they didn't ask. They just, you know, put one of their sharpened wooden sticks to my throat. Another one cut my purse strings. Not that I had coin with me. I was out in the water. I had tackle and bait in there. It was really strange. It was like they just wanted my fishing goods and then didn't take the rod. They look at the other two and they'll just chuckle. They've all had similar experiences over the years.
Hmm. Very well, thank you. Can I buy you a drink?
You absolutely can. I take
Okay.
mulled wine,
I have a.
like you friend.
Okay, so I spend another 2 gold of my meager gold, and I drink with these guys, and that's pretty much what I do for the rest of the day, unless anything else comes up.
Okay. For 2 gold, you will be able to buy a full 2 rounds for every man and woman in the room.
In the
That
room.
I do.
In the
Oh, there's
room.
not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people in the room.
There's not, and they don't have anything particularly expensive. Like, you got 5 people's room and board for a full night for 3 gold.
3 gold is still a lot.
Well, I
Hmm.
spent 5 gold here. Like I paid for the room and board, so I expect one of you to dance.
Oh, I'll dance. The fisherman will kind of get up and start doing a pretty bad shuffle. He's had a few.
Eggy, get the stone.
Oh, yes. And I take out the stone in the box. What would you like to do with it?
I grab it from his hand. Her hand. Sorry. Her.
As you do, one of the soldiers will visibly
No,
will audibly groan.
no, I'll take it for myself first. Look.
You will be forced to your feet, start shaking, start gyrating, and start doing the Gangnam.
What the
Okay.
fuck are you doing?
It's a dance. It's a
That is
magic stone. It
ridiculous.
makes you do this dance. It's
It's
amazing.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I dance for a while and then I try to drop the stone.
Please make me a wisdom
Eggy, how
saving
did you
throw.
stop this?
You just need to drop the stone. Can we have like a like while he's dancing, can we have like a Gangnam Style dance competition?
You certainly can. Please make me a performance check.
Like with the others there too.
You will not see a bunny dance. No, not today.
Nope, it's ours going very far away from the stone. Or you guys.
I will use guidance.
Go ahead.
If that would help. My one charisma. Oh.
There is a lingering knowledge in your body of the Gangnam, as you can stop whenever you like. You just don't seem to want to as you dance off. You can't beat the perfection of the irresistible dance, however.
Yes.
It is perfection.
Well, let's do the dance together on the table. And I conjure up Gooseberry, and we all three do the dance.
Valen, as you conclude the dancing you would like to do, you're able to release the stone as it leaves your grasp. You hear yourself, Oppa Gangnam Style, in Undercommon.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, anyone else? Who's next?
Do I hear like undercommon? Who's saying
You-
undercommon? This
You will
girl?
hear him speak in Undercommon. Valen.
Oh, Violet. Oh, okay. I was thinking that one of the soldier actually speak undercommon. That'd be weird. No, I was thinking like this is the thing. Before Gundam Style, that there's out of character. It was the Margarita. What would be the next one?
Oh god.
Oh my dance. That's
Oh,
fucking
the
dumb.
achy breaky dance.
That's
Achy
in
breaky.
between. That's in between, and that's more of an American thing. Icky Binky.
Yeah, but
Worldwide. Yeah. I'm waiting for the next one. First one is Margarita, and then it's Gundam Style. What's the next one? I don't know.
well, maybe we can do the twist later. You never know.
Is it the Nene or something?
Oh god.
Okay, let's not get ridiculous now.
Let's just skip and go to the Flossden or something. I don't know what that's called. That's Fortnite dance. Even is that in the bar? The creature of the
What creature?
thing in a bar.
Oh, that's the Umber Hulk.
Oh, the head. That's Umber Hulk's head, yeah. That's what the bar is named for.
Wait, what does an Umhawk look like?
The
Never
big
seen one,
angry
actually.
bug.
Yeah, basically, gigantic bug.
Okay.
Let me get an image for you.
I pictured something completely different. I don't know why.
I've fought them in the Underdark, been hunted by them, and I've hunted them myself.
Me too.
Sorry, hold on.
Actually,
You've been hunted by one of those things, like alive.
Oh, yes.
That size. Why
They
did you go
are
up there?
they are common hunters in the Underdark. They eat pretty much anything.
And
I will actually start telling stories as we're drinking. So that's my performance. That's it.
Tippy would tell you, don't look at them when you see one.
But
You will be able to regale the bar with a rendition of your Umberhulk hunting and being hunted. As you're doing this, one of the fishermen will kind of lean over, just quietly. If you're looking for information about the mayor, I'm not one to poke my nose into other people's business. But them two in the corner, man and woman, they rolled up from that way about a week back. Seemed to have their stuff caked in sodden mud. The woman was right pissy, trying to get it clean.
Thank you. Cheers. You're too kind.
He'll kind of lean back over his table to the drink you bought him.
Okay. I'll sort of stumble over to them and greetings. May I sit? Share your table?
Sorry. The woman will look up, look down. The man will look up. Well, who are you?
I am Valen. Drinker, teller of tales. Mostly a drinker.
Well, it's a free country. Name's Larion. Have a seat.
Okay. I sit down. If I can buy them a drink, I will. I'll spend another gold piece on booze and spend the evening chit chatting.
As you offer him a drink, he'll kind of hold a hand up. Just water, please. We're not drinking.
Are you sick? You've
He'll
been cursed.
he'll blanch a little bit and lean in. No, I'm trying to keep myself well behaved. You understand?
Why?
The woman will snort at that but say nothing. Things may have happened.
Oh, come on. Don't be ridiculous. You're trying to be something you're not. I
Yes,
will
but
actually, I don't have persuasion, but I will try to persuade him to have it.
go ahead.
And I do so
oh my
poorly.
god.
He'll look up. He seems to want to drink, but he glances over at the woman, narrows her eyes at him, kind of clenches a fist, and he gulps. Just water, please.
All right. You know she'll be more attractive if you drink.
Now the
Oh my
glare is at
god.
you.
Oh
Oh
god.
my.
Oh
That
my.
is not the problem. Believe me, it's
Oh,
not the problem. I've only just stopped being effectively a prisoner.
truly. That is bizarre.
No,
Is
no,
that
no. I deserved it, and I'm alive.
Are you telling me this little woman here took you prisoner?
Yes, for my own good and hers.
There's got to be a story there. Please tell me.
Will clear her throat, and he'll look at you. I've probably said too much already. Mum will look at you. Who are you asking these questions anyway?
I'm getting drunk in a bar with strangers. And I need someone to talk to.
No, you've been asking around town about the mayor. Now you're here asking about the mayor. And you come
Me?
over to us. Yeah, all of you.
Well, we are actually going into the mayor, and so anything we can learn, we'll appreciate it.
It's a swamp. full of savages and other shit. What else do you need to know?
And how did you take him prisoner, and why?
Let's just say we got into a bit of trouble with some unpleasant bastards. They called him a thief, accurately. And to get him out of there, and myself for my own reasons, I kind of dragged him along with me, saying I was going to dump him down some mud hole or something, get rid of him for them. Well, since I've been stuck with him.
Okay. Well, whereabouts did you meet these folks?
As you start saying whereabouts, she starts to open her mouth. Then you say meat. Her mouth kind of like quivers a little bit. She seems to quickly change what she was about to say. Signed up a bit up the tradeway. Then headed into the mayor. Left him before anything really happened, though.
Okay. Clearly you don't want to speak about it, so I won't bother you anymore. We can talk about whatever you like. I put my feet up and, I chit chat. That's it.
She'll look at your feet on the table, like, she'll narrow her eyes.
I'll just smile at her.
She'll take a moment to very clearly insight check you. How are you trying to hide your intentions in the mayor?
No, not at all.
So you'd be giving away pretty comfortably that you're going in there for a purpose. I mean, that's kind of
I said we've been hired to go in there. That's it. That's all I've said.
who or what are you looking for in there?
From
Exactly who or what? More of a why.
from what I remember, we are. I think my colleagues can help you a little bit better, but from what I remember, we're supposed to find someone. Don't remember who.
Will just stand up, go towards Valen, and just yank him back before he says answer that question.
Ah, you do have some cautious people among you. Good to know.
All right, Valen, go drunk, go sit at the table. That's fine. Stop bothering nice people, and don't tell them what we're doing so easily.
Right.
And I'll push him away.
Apologize.
Push him away.
Okay, I go sit down. I drink.
What I would do?
Keep to myself.
I will also, defer, but I was sort of like pretend to be accidentally show her that I'm carrying a necklace of Tiamat, because we have tons of them.
Are you showing it to her as though you are a follower of Tiamat? Or not?
Sort of like pretend to be. Like I don't want to show her, but just accidentally let her see that. See
Okay.
what's her reaction.
On the surface, she doesn't really seem to have one.
Mm.
The man, however,
Mhm.
pales.
Since Tippy's doing that secretly, or at least towards them, I don't think the Taurus would notice it. Also, with the Taurus minus in wisdom, so I'm ignoring that as the Taurus. Let's go. I'll apologize for my companion.
Just flash that
He
out.
wants to talk a lot, and he's drunk. Pretty much what he wants to do all the time. But it's true, we're going towards the mayor for a job. And we just want to know as much as we can before going in there.
Man will climb up, kind of look into what remains of his
crap.
drink. Welcome back, whoever that was.
man. Sorry.
We just want
Okay.
information. Super purpose. That's all.
Better.
She'll lean in very close. How about you fuck off, and I won't tell the soldiers round here that your mate's a cultist.
Cultist?
Probably you as well.
What are you talking
She'll nod towards
about?
Tippy.
Fucking bunny? A cultist?
Aye.
I would turn back and smile at her. Uh-huh. So you do know what that is, huh?
She is whispering,
Yeah,
purposely trying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll whisper and I tell her, so you do know what that is, huh? Are you part of
No, I
it?
mean she's whispering this to Daytaurus only.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. I have to assume with it as visible as it is, you're one of them too.
So let it follow it. As far as we know, there's no cultist in my group. Not even a religious person. Maybe the bunny is, but that's about it.
Well, his choice of jewelry would say otherwise.
I look over at the Tippy. Jewelry? Excuse me.
I
I'll
would smile.
leave and go back to Tippy.
I'll smile and walk to that woman. Actually,
Or drag Tippy off from them, if he's there with me.
no. It's okay. I look at her. You know anything about people carrying this? Do you see any of them in the mare?
She'll smile that kind of barbed, I want to kill you smile, but say nothing.
And then I will show her like more than one.
Well, aren't you a devout one, eh?
No, I took it from people that I kill.
Please make me a persuasion check, as she has very much taken the wrong impression.
Tippy just keep blowing up my thing. What am I gonna do? God.
Oh, then
I should probably warn you. They really don't like cults around here.
okay, again. Do you know anything about that? I'm going. My plan is. I don't know about these guys, but my plan is going there and kill every single last one of them. Those fucking Tiamat. Fuck her fucking five ugly damn head.
You're one of those underground folk they hired, ain't you? Ain't one of the truly devout who'd be able to speak like that.
What truly devour? Devour to what? Tiamat the ugly bitch? No. Why would anyone devour to it unless you're fucking crazy?
You spout lies with every word, and yet it's so true.
Yeah, whatever. If you don't want to give us, just tell me, are there any of them in there near that you know that mayor?
Oh yeah, you'll find your friends in there.
Okay, fine. I walk away.
She will not let her eyes off of you. She does not believe a word you've said.
I will go to Daytaurus. Hey, Daytaurus, talk to her. Seems like she's not part of it, and she knows something.
I'm just staring straight daggers in disbelief at Tippy.
What? I like to create trouble. It's not day one that you know that. You trouble with
You
me for what? Like
are the worst agent I've ever seen,
I'm the
and
type
you
of agent
suck
that
at this
creates
job. Shut your mouth.
you're no fun.
Shut your mouth.
As a DM, stepping back from the game. So everybody is aware. This is all in character.
In character.
Yep.
In character.
Good. Carry on.
I think you and I gonna have to one-on-one, Tippy, pretty soon.
What?
One-on-one talk. The one-on-one means to talk. You know that, right?
What?
Can't be that dumb. Oh my god. I go and grab Valen's drink and drink that.
You got no
Fallon, your friendly half orc steals your drink.
He's already out of it. Nice.
And I ask, would Eggy have overheard anything of their bickering and stuff like that?
Oh, that was yeah. I was back at the table again, as far as I knew.
Yeah.
She was not being quiet with Tippy. Well, she was being quiet, but clearly confrontational. The whisper to Daytaurus, no. Everything else really kind of said yeah.
Okay.
And you'd also notice that as this is going on, the guards at the table and the woman Casca, as well as the man Vaz, have all kind of gone on edge. And that kind of alertness, awareness, ready for something to start. And they don't look to be ready to tolerate it.
I'll do this. I'm gonna see if Daytaurus notices that the I want to roll perception to see, or insight to see if Daytaurus notices that people are on edge, because I've made Daytaurus that he doesn't notice shit like that. What do you think?
I'd say his background, even if he doesn't notice other things, people reaching for weapons, he would notice.
Okay, that's
All
what's
of
happening.
you would notice. They've all got side weapons, and they all appear to have been loosened about an inch in their sheaths.
Okay, as I see that, I see also that the bartender, which is strong guy, muscles, right, is also an edge.
You're pretty sure, based on his arm movements, there is some kind of very big club behind the bar.
I'll just raise up two hands, like, calm down, we do nothing wrong, and then I'll grab Tibby and straight him outside.
The man will smile broadly at you and fold his hands in front of him.
Where's a fucking alleyway? Where's an alleyway? Where's an alleyway? Where's the map?
Just
There are-
murdering
I wanna-
Tippy in an alley.
I'm gonna drag Tippy to a dark alleyway. Hold on, let me look around.
Ah, yes, the rogue stuff.
The party where the rogue is the responsible one.
Yep.
Is he letting me do this?
Yeah. You check me out, so I can come out. I would say like
I'm literally dragging you by your hairs, like physically, like violently.
Yeah, I'll just go out with you. You don't have to drag me. I put your head and go out with you.
Nope. Dragging. I don't care if you actually walk me. I'm dragging you physically.
I mean, if you like dragging physically, I would say, stop it! God damn it!
Come on.
You don't want me to create
follow
more
me here.
trouble.
Come here. I'm looking for a secluded spot.
Raise up your hand. I will come with you.
What do you think you're doing? Just telling random people what the fuck we're doing.
Causing trouble. That's the whole point.
Causing trouble to the person we need to talk to, and then showing fucking cult symbols about a town that has been attacked by cults and people that's possibly escaped what we're going after.
Well, if they are not.
You're saying that you work for the Lost Alliance, but you're a bad agent.
I am bad agent.
I have
That's the whole point.
not ever seen anything like it. Like, I don't even believe that whoever's hired you thinks you're of any use.
Well,
You don't see me talking about my employment.
yes, that's fine. But I like to do whatever I want. I don't care. That's the whole point.
I care. I was already planning to talk about this. I heard about these guys from that Hyorum guy, and I was planning to talk on them, and you just fucked it up. And now these guys think you're some sort of manic cultist, which they probably escaped.
That's the whole point. I'm trying to show them I'm cultist. But they don't, and they believe
And
it.
now the entire tavern wants to kill you for it.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything. They're afraid of that stuff.
You're one guy. There were like 7 or 8 people in there with weapons.
I can always get out easily.
And you do that, and it implicates your friends, us. So, what you've done just now, I already stopped Valen from going too far and ignoring them. You stopped any kind of animation I could get out of those two.
Yeah, what? We're going anyway. We stay the light and then we go into the mayor. We try to get some information. If we get it, get it. If we don't get it, that's fine.
It's obviously they recognized a symbol and said that your friends in the mayor, so they of course knew about a campman in there. And they were hostile to it, so they would have answered us truthfully if we said the right things.
Well, you didn't say tell me anything not to do it before I do it. So next time if you tell me, I will come by.
I don't. I'll say this then here. Don't antagonize people I'm going to interrogate.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. You win. Okay. I could just go and then walk away into the forest or somewhere.
Cool. Fine. At least he's gone for the night.
So Tippy has gone to find his usual underneath the tree.
Yep, underneath the tree. Yep.
Come back. Oh no. I'm not gonna be. Nope. I'll just come back. I'll give a nod to the bartender.
He will nod in return. And as you kind of take your seat, he'll kind of walk over. I trust there are no dead bodies to find out there.
You got a body? No, he's in the forest. I told him to cool off and don't be a fucking idiot.
Ah, this is good. I thought you meant you had killed him and dumped him in the forest.
Believe me, I would have loved to.
Well, we all get like that from time to time with our friends. It's how you know there is a close bond.
Right? What? Friend? Okay, sure.
And let's all go to bed and calm down. Tomorrow everything will be so much better.
The bartender, as Vaz kind of realizes you're there. Huh. Hello there, young one. You are quite quiet.
Pharaoh will like hop out of the jug, step over to here, like on the table, look Eggy in the eye, and just push her cup off the table.
What? Why did you do that?
Why
And then
are you?
just go back into the jug.
It really is a cat.
It's a fucking watery creature, slime, whatever the thing is, and it lives in a phase. It's following us around now. I don't know what this is. It's confusing me.
I am Pharaoh.
Oh god, yeah, it talks all the time as well. Oh god.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I just wanted to say your dragon shapes are very great.
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying that anymore.
Yeah, you probably would have noticed that the only dragon shapes that Pharaoh made were the crystal ones, like topaz or diamond or amethyst. Pharaoh will like after like pop its head back out, and look over at Val and ask, "You wanted Bath, yes?"
Don't answer that. It's probably gonna want to engulf him in you and him. It's probably gonna do what he did to those bones on the ship.
Valen, you're
Yeah,
muted
yeah.
if you're saying anything.
Oh, sorry, I've been speaking for like a minute here.
Oh,
No, no, I will not take a bath like that. I'm not that drunk. Are you propositioning me?
No, I can make Bath.
I will take a hard pass there.
Farah will just nod. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Well, unless there's anything else to do, I will be off to bed in my drunken stupor, and I will see you all in the morning. Oh, uh, uh, I apologize for being a douche and talking too much.
Well, still getting to learn to know each other, so that's excusable. TP did was not.
The bartender will walk around the side, pat the other orc on the shoulder, walk up. If you're retiring to your rooms, allow me to show you the way.
Thank you.
Oh, that's not okay.
You.
He'll lead you around to the end of this corridor down here, to the far corner, where he'll open the door into a large square room with 3 bunk beds against the far wall, each with kind of sea chests by the side for goods, a wardrobe, a dressing cabinet, and a small communal table, complete with a kind of candlestick sconce. He will light both of them. The facilities are just around the corner. My apologies if they start to smell. We empty them come the morning. Have a brilliant night.
Thank you.
Okay.
I hope it's not brilliant though. That would too much light would make it too hard to sleep.
You are quite right. Then I hope you have a restful night.
Thank you.
Which one would be the amenities?
Down here, down here.
Oh, okay, up the. Ah, those are. Okay, I thought those were crates.
Nope.
Nope, those are shit boxes.
Yes, they are.
I
They
thought
will
those
really.
were crates.
The privy, yes.
And by the end of the night, they will be full shitboxes.
Hold on, so come on.
Too much
There's no door in
information.
front of that.
Uh,
Well,
it
it's meant
looks
to
like a wall, but I think it's meant to be a door. Yeah.
go up the stairs or something. Okay.
Okay.
Like he's going to bed, I guess.
What time is it actually in game?
Probably by now it's like 8, 9 p.m. It's getting later, but it's not like full dark yet.
Hmm.
ครับผมเพิ่งสิ
So, how was today? Do either of you want bath?
What do you mean with that? Could you explain it in like full sentences?
I can make bath.
Okay, lost us. Got it.
Pharaoh just like tilts its head at you and like not seemingly not understanding why that's not a good enough explanation. I can make bath. Why is that so hard to understand? He just doesn't understand why that's not.
The doors
So,
are going.
Did he go off to the forest to sleep?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I normally do it like that.
Oh, okay.
Tippy, are you doing anything besides sleeping in the forest?
Well, I would not really go into the forest. I just turn into a bloody, I guess a small animal and go into the top of this like house and probably spy on the people a little bit before I really go to the forest.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys? You doing anything before you try and fall asleep?
Nope.
Is it particularly late at the moment, or?
About 9 p.m.
Ah, okay. You just see as out of this little Pharaoh will like place this 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cube inside this inside the chest, and as soon as Pharaoh takes it out, it is rather uncomfortably warm in the room nearby it. And then he'll just jump into the crate and then like close the lid, and you feel as you don't feel the heat anymore.
So how are you guys not freaked out by that thing all the time?
I'm totally freaked out, but I'm new here, trying to roll with the punches.
Yeah, no, the guy that was with us before that was like a hulking 7-foot guy with like a butcher's bib and like a executioner's mask and that smoked and had glowing eyes, and he used like a giant wheel of stone sometimes. And Deal's less freaky than this is.
Okay.
He also had a flaming skeleton behind him.
It wasn't on fire.
I don't remember.
It was horrifying, but
Yes, that it was.
It's a it is a bag of disease.
Alright. Well, as your conversations kind of wind out, a couple of hours will pass. Just as you're starting to kind of settle in for the night. And as this happens, I'm moving you over there, just that. The door will creak open as the man and woman from earlier kind of stride in and slam the door behind them, not making that much noise, but enough to wake you guys, but nobody else. The man looking shifty, the woman with a well-maintained, simple but effective longsword gripped in her dominant right hand.
J-Torus would have jumped out with his short sword instantly out as well.
I raise both of my hands and go, there were no keys. There wasn't a bowl for keys, so I'm really not sure what we're doing here.
A misunderstanding that's going to get out of hand pretty quick.
Oh no, if it is going to get out of hand, we'd have just left town. You say our assumptions were wrong. So what is right?
That we're people on a job having a drink.
She'll
My
look at you.
friend, the small one, or well, small, get how big Tippy is all the time. Furry one, showed some interesting jewelry, and they've probably gotten the wrong idea. We do not belong to the cult of the dragon at all.
Oh no, I am no cult member. Alcoholic, not a cult member.
Then why are you heading into the mayor?
What are the two options if people that have those symbols go into the mayor? Either they belong to them or don't.
Yeah, but there are several options for the latter part. You know, we're on a suicide trip, we're on a thieving trip, we're idiots who think we're more capable than we are, or we have some actual objective.
I raise my hand to the last two.
At least he's honest.
I remember. I remember cult. Orcus, not nice.
Yeah, that one's always sounded kind of shite. So,
The problem is that with telling what we're doing to every random drunkard in the tavern is that we've had some trouble with them already, and they seem to have it out for us. So unless we know who is who, I'm not telling anyone shit. So you can be as mighty high or as low ground as you want to be. But until I know who the fuck you are, I'm not telling you anything.
I thought you needed information. Guess you can't be
Precisely.
that desperate.
Need information.
Well,
Or you can't get
you do have
information
a
out telling you who the
sword.
fuck you are. For all we know, they ran
I,
adventurers in a swamp, got captured by some random fuckers, and just escaped. And they're, I don't know, being PTSD'd about it.
Larian will raise his hand at that. That is very, very definitely me.
Why are you still joining her then? If she scares you so much, you're captive by her.
Because I've learnt one thing over the last month, and that is I'm only alive because she's pretty much always right. About the survival shit. About social stuff, he'll look at her. Not terrible, but she does rub people the wrong way.
Well, maybe
I've
if
had
she,
experience with
maybe
people
if
like
she,
that, especially women. But
maybe if she smiled more and did something with her hair.
Oh my god.
if you want to stab that guy, go ahead. You've got free one from me.
What is your AC, Valen?
Oh my god.
15.
Okay,
I doubt you're
then
wearing armor at the moment. but-
it will
I
not be.
have studded leather armor on.
It will not
We
be a
weren't.
stab.
If we weren't. If we were already asleep, then I'm at like 12. I know, 13. Excuse me.
Either way, a 17 is above your AC.
Yeah, that hits.
You guys.
You.
So it won't be a stab, but it will be an offhand lariat, kind of taking you around the head and slamming you into the wall, dealing to you 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Asshole.
You know, in Menza Baranzan, when a woman smacks you that way, it's a proposition.
Oh, fucking drow.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
I'll
didn't
stop.
know we had to teach him
I'll
that
stop.
about our culture.
Ay.
So
All right.
what's it about? What do you plan to do? You want to get some revenge on
I-
those that captured you, or you want to avenge your comrades? What's it?
She'll slam her weapon back into its sheath and take one of the seats. I can be sure of a few things, and that's that they have not got drow among their members currently.
thank you.
Oh,
I
they
sit
don't.
beside her.
It's mostly mercenaries and random fucking barbarians.
Yeah. Sit.
Sword.
She'll look at each of you guys, just like, sit. If we're going to be doing the peaceful stuff, we should all sit.
Do they not? I remember lots of drow in the Orcus cult.
It's not the Orcus cult, it's a dragon cult.
Okay, hold on. He's gonna box, right? I grab a chair. Where's the box?
Yeah, he's just the head is just popping out of the box. Just
I close the box and put a chair on it.
I mean, I can just lift that. I'm not that weak.
I don't know that.
Just, yeah, just
Ignore that thing, please. I don't know what it is.
Are you looking for revenge? Like he says, are you looking for revenge? Are you looking, to spend a few more weeks in the swamp?
I am looking for revenge, though it's not the sort you're thinking of.
All right.
Revenge is
Well,
usually the sort of
illuminate me.
one thing. We seem to have bad riding with the cult, and now we want to, pay back.
All right. She'll reach into a pouch by her waist, pull out a smaller pouch, and from within it, pull out a number of gold coins, which she'll place on the table. Each of them marked with Tiamat, as in they are currency stamped for Tiamat.
Making their own coins.
Oh my. That's not good.
No, about 4 years ago, my brother and I, we were, how do you say it, hired swords, traveling mercenaries, part of a small but decent company. And this random fella came up, propositioned us, offered us a crap load of gold to do some what sounded like simple strong arm work. Well, we've been taking their coin ever since that, this included. Turned out the strong arm work was robbing poor folk of their valuables. Didn't sit good. But
You should get a
society.
better chair.
Fuck.
She'll blink at you, like visibly, I don't know, stunned by the literalness of how you just took what she said. Shake her head. Yeah, won't say it was fun work, but I done worse.
Well,
The-
perhaps I was wrong. I apologize.
Huh.
Please tell us where you want. We have business in this one. We will be.
I got that.
Yeah. So,
You're probably
what
looking
would you
for.
like from us?
Well, you're probably looking for a big, ruined castle. Big black stone bugger. Right in the pretty much middle of the swamp.
Yep.
Yep.
The
You were told
guy in
about that.
charge, his name, yeah, the guy in charge, his name's like Balmora or something. Bal something. Set to rebuilding it. But he himself wants to be gone, I gather. Gotcha, Tippy. Please make me a stealth check if you want to bother trying to hide.
No, I don't bother to hide. I'm basically a little quitter.
Okay, if you're not making a stealth check, she won't see you. She will kind of have that hair on end, being watched feeling. And we'll close the door. Probably would have closed the door already, to be fair.
Yeah.
You did say that let's just snap the door behind her.
I did. So when we were done raiding towns and villages, and trader wagons, they had to start carting stuff to the edges of the marsh, where a group of scaly folk, lizard folk, started picking it up on these little slide wagons and carting it deeper into the marsh. Then eventually, my company were taken deeper, and we were set up in the castle for a little while. Only it was three of us instead of the full company. You see, the other half was with a different group, southward. I don't know what they were doing, some kind of disruption work. Then about a month back, I get word. My brother, he's been done in by some wild beast. So they say. Did in the whole of my company too, that wild beast. I don't know if they think there's T-Rex on the Sword Coast or anything, but they were not toddlers, they were not green. The bastards were lying. They got my brother killed. They got a lot of our people killed, friends. Mine's not the only company that was in the castle. And they didn't want us defecting on them. So we did it anyway. That trollop, she'll
Huh.
nod to the man. That trollop thought, hey, these guys have thick coin purses and sleep too heavily. He was right about one part of that.
So you cut your way out of there, are you saying?
Cut? No. I ain't suicidal. Like I said, I told my employer, higher up, whatever you want to call him, that I was going to take him and give him the dunk, which is basically where we find a sinkhole and stick him upside down in it head down. Or head up if we want to be especially cruel. And we didn't go back.
Okay. Um,
Just
I can
as he
tell you
took
from
that,
personal
he walked
experience,
away.
I've run away from groups such as you're talking about. They never let it go. They always come after you.
Perhaps. If they have the time to do it, that is.
If they
Well,
have the manpower
we
to do it
leave
as well.
we leave at first light. You seem like you have a decent sword arm based on the way you hit. Not bad. Um, you're welcome to join us if that's okay with everyone else.
And you want so you're out of revenge for the death of your brother, you said?
That's right, yeah.
And your brother was killed because he was sent south about a month ago, and he got killed by beasts?
That's what they said, yeah.
Did you know where your son was headed? Any town, any location?
Can I do an insight check?
You certainly can. As you do so, she'll look at you. They didn't
All
tell us
right.
detail. She
Nice.
I
is
will do an insight.
Can I do an insight too?
two once you two only, I'm sorry. Otherwise
Okay.
it starts. Valen, she seems truthful.
Okay.
She's got that kind of runaway aspect.
Just fucking 0. God damn it.
I won't lie, because it's about your brother. We've had a lot of run-ins with the cult as well, and the cult used a lot of mercenaries. We've hacked a lot of them down south.
Hey, you see, if I ever find out you're the one who's killed my brother, I'm gonna be on a bound to try and cut your head off.
Totally fair. They've been trying to do this for months now, for weeks now for us.
Fair, just for clarity's sake, but I don't think there's any chance of that happening anytime soon. And you're not gonna be the only group they've pissed off.
It does feel like it. They've come after us so often now.
As far as details go, though, they don't really tell us much. I heard of a big clash near Succumba, way southeast, east of Succumba in the woodlands. They tried raiding an elven village. The guys who tried that apparently got slaughtered, trying to attack elves in their own woodland. It's like
That
trying to
is a
attack the
dangerous.
drow in the underground.
Exactly. Should have known better.
Obviously they don't. They got a few capable leaders among them. There's one in particular who was in charge when I left. I don't know if she's still there now, though. The rest seem to be odd jobbers, hired hands, amateurs, religious zealots, but not really warriors.
Yeah. We've disposed of a lot of those kind.
At this point, the man will kind of tap the table. I'm not really a veteran soldier. I'm a sneak thief and back alley thug, really. The pretty boy act, the bait and switch. I have a few different techniques. Never the really like up in your face back alley stabbing thing. That's bad for the looks. And I'll stop rambling. I'm not interested in fighting or any great revenge, but I'm interested in the coin they have there.
You're not interested in fighting with the coin, even though they almost killed you.
Yes.
Either
What
you're,
thief?
either you have a
thief would
really
I
big
be?
plan, or you're extremely dumb.
What thief would I be if I gave up after one setback?
A smart one.
Yes, he gave that up 10 setbacks ago. She's exactly right.
I'll lean to the man. I'll tell you a secret, though. If you want a coin, there are these things called dragons. They have a lot of coin. Go steal from them.
He'll lean in. I may be slow to learn, but I'm not completely insane.
Bad. Too bad.
For you should know, at least, the woman I speak of is a half-black dragon. And guarding
Oh.
the castle, they have a large black dragon allied to them.
Like an actual dragon.
Yes.
Oh,
It speaks only to the woman that I saw. And it doesn't spend too long around the castle, but more of a... I have to think a scout, a tracker or something such. Though scout because it didn't come after us.
okay. What do you know about
Then-
black dragons? Oh, you muted.
Yes. Can I just make like what exactly would you like to know?
How dangerous they are compared to what we fought already.
So are we talking about half dragons?
Well,
Like real
she
dragon.
had like a real dragon.
Oh.
Because from the sound of it, a real black dragon guards the castle we're going after. So I need to know what you know about
Okay.
them.
So can I make a draconology?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let me tell you about black dragons.
Yeah.
It was 2 GM. It's a 17.
It is a 17. Alright. You would know that while you've encountered blue dragons, black dragons are acidic. That is their breath type. They're also generally resistant to their breath type. You'd know this of most dragons. Black dragons are typically considered weaker combatively than many of the other types, less physically powerful, but are often much more cunning, much more intelligent. The rare black dragons who undertake sorcery and magic often find themselves utilizing illusion or conjuration as well as necromancy. Their layers will be generally toxic pits with pools of acid.
Yes, and that's all I know about black dragons that I just told you.
All right. Good to know.
We will possibly have to sneak or avoid this creature.
A flying dragon in a swamp. It's gonna be hard to just hide from that.
Well, did Tippy not have a whole bunch of cultist regalia? Cultists, like he had their symbols. He was showing them off.
I mean, yeah, we grab them from whoever we defeat all the time.
Well, why don't we just simply walk in and say we're cultists?
Okay, that could work for you. Problem is, maybe the cat thing. They know who we are. At least they certainly know who me, Eggy, and Tippy outside are. We've fought them a lot, and a few times people have escaped.
Yes, but
Some of
where
them
did
were
where did you fight them?
Everywhere.
But not here.
Sounds like the castle is where
This
they
is
brought stuff they stole. It's just this trail we're following their
yes.
contraband
but-
or their stolen goods. So
From what I understand, you've killed many of them, so I doubt that they all know your face.
many,
If we
not all. The ones that usually escape are the ones that are strong, and they have means of escaping. Usually the leaders.
Hmm.
There was one half dragon
Well,
that had like a big ass shield, and he used some sort of teleportation magic to escape us.
What color was that half jacket?
I think it was blue.
Black.
Black.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Lovely.
lighting from the sky that made him look blue to me.
well, if we're wearing, hoods and cloaks, it'd be difficult to tell who we are, and if we have their symbols and whatnot, then I think we should be able to at least, avoid casual detection.
Yes, and then we'll find active detection when we're inside, and the dragon can just land on us.
May I offer a slight suggestion? If you're looking to take the infiltration route,
Go ahead.
Leylon here has cultivated some contacts among the Larion, not Leylon, among the lizard folk. She'll kind of gesture over to him and he'll perk up. Yes. So one of the lizard folk was trying to promote an uprising among his kin. There weren't many uptakers, but he was a bit of a rabble rouser.
That could work as well. If we have the lizard men must know the swamp, do they not?
Oh, very well.
Well, they would know where to hide, where to avoid detection. If we have allies on the inside, that would work far better than just trying to sneak our way in on our own.
Hmm, that sounds good.
What is lizard folk?
All right.
Ugly, smelly, rude, and simple.
All right. Well, as I said, I'm going to sleep. And if you wish to accompany us, and we'll contact your lizard person when at our first chance.
Very
Agreed?
well.
9 o'clock.
Pharaoh looks up at the woman and the man and just asks, "Do you want bath?"
She'll look down. What is that?
I know.
I am
It's
cat.
We haven't figured it out.
that.
We have not figured it out yet.
It knows magic.
But
Sorry, what were you saying, Iggy? I thought I heard you trying to speak.
Nothing.
I am cat.
That is the weirdest cat I've ever seen.
it's not again.
That explains the weirdness.
I am Pharaoh.
That's his name. He calls himself that. Information.
The woman will kind of lean over. Sorry, go ahead.
It knows magic. It can use spells and other things. So, yeah, even weirder.
Pharaoh, is there some reference to crude iron in your existence? Ferrous
Yes.
metal?
Yes. Oh, Master says Pharaoh looked like iron, so named Pharaoh.
Well, that's all it was. Got you. Right. We are going to take our leave. My room is the first from the common room as you enter the lodgings area. Larion's is the room following. If you need us, don't need us. Good night.
Good night.
This woman
Good.
kind of opens the door, comes within vision of Tippy, kind of scratches the back of her neck as though there's something, just that little itch of being watched. She'll glance around, see nothing, and just make her way to her room.
Goodbye. Have a good night.
Larian will do the same.
To the other two. 3, technically. The horse will be like, that's why you don't show people random fucking cult symbols.
She did not answer question.
You had a question?
Well,
But after you say that, you will see Tippy like the a little quitter jump into the window and then turn back into Creepy. Yeah, but now you know what they are, who they are.
They came to kill us because of you.
Yeah, but I was outside. Don't worry. I'm gonna kill them if they do anything. But at
You're
least
insane.
I know what they are now, right? See,
That was insane.
it wasn't my intention, but it works.
Pharaoh, you guys just see like Pharaoh, like his head, like his neck just extends like 5 feet as he looks up at Eggy and just asks, "Is this how spying works?"
Yes, it could be a bit smoother, like if you're undetected and things like that. But basically, yes.
Ah, I need cult symbol.
No, no, no. You should not get cult symbols.
You just said yes.
Yes, but I also said if you are undetected, so it's better if they don't recognize you or have any negative associations with you.
Ah, yes, yes.
I'll go and say, this is not how spy the work. I'm not actually. I'm not really a spy. I just like to create trouble. That's all.
Just this really weird motion as the head bobs like 2 feet as like the still extended neck just nods. And then just gets sucked back underneath the bed.
like we've been sleeping next to this thing for a while, right? It's not gonna eat us while we sleep.
I don't hope so.
You don't hope so?
Yeah. You saw what it did to those
Okay.
bones on the ship.
Completely clean.
Yeah.
I don't think he can stop it if he wants to. We need to buy
Okay.
something that could cage it or something, or some sort of concoction that could like dissolve it.
Okay,
I don't know what it is.
Okay, let's make this clear. So we're going to infiltrate the thing. Is that your plan?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
First,
With the
also
help
sign it
of
for me.
our new friends.
Okay. Um, anyone can see from mile away. You go walking with a fucking rabbit. I would just go with you guys as sort of like an animal. Well, as long as
Well,
it doesn't take too
We
long.
should talk to lizard folk. They wanted to
yes,
kill cultists.
yes. Our new friends have contacts with the lizard folk, so we will
Yes, yes.
exploit that. In the meantime, I'm out. Peace. I'm sleeping. Good night.
Okay, I'm out too. I will come back as another sort of animal tomorrow, and then go outside the window.
As you turn in, Daytaurus,
Yeah.
you'll notice from within your clothing, wherever you store it, wherever you keep it, you are missing a pouch.
Fuck.
Oh God, well,
Which pouch?
One of your numerous coin pouches.
That's why you have multiple guys.
As you are missing a coin pouch which was holding the platinum coins you offered earlier.
Gosh, oh gosh.
Oh,
Guy that says
that's
he's the
hilarious.
smart talking thief that lean into me, and now my coin is gone. Oh no. Who could it have been? It's either that guy or Tippy. So, and I don't doubt Tippy's that dumb to steal from me.
I don't steal from you. I'm not here.
I'm going to go rest first. In the morning, I'm going to want to just, all of them? Really? If I have multiple pouches, can I just, have them all spread out, all my coins?
Okay, let's say then, like,
24% of all my coins, like, 24 platinum, 24, yeah, like, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'd like to see them steal from Pharaoh. Oh God, I don't have a hand anymore, but I got 5 silver.
they wouldn't try, probably.
How would they pull the coins out without their hand?
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
They pull it out with the bones of their hands. Pharaoh can't eat bones. He eats meat.
Alright, you'll be able to get your long rests.
Pharaoh goes back into the box. Yeah, you guys just saw as Pharaoh just pushed one of the chairs, like with this horrible wood on wood screeching noise, against the door. Like he didn't even like place it so that like the door is under the latch, like how, to like keep the door shut or anything. He literally just pressed it against the against the door, like probably on its side, just as if that's a barrier in any way. And then he just hopped back into the chest.
It's a nice chest. It's currently completely empty, expecting some traveling party to place their goods in it.
And this one has.
In this case, they may have just put their junk in it.
Oh, that's harsh.
It's like a quadruple entendre. Well, over the course of your night, anybody doing anything before turning in, or shall we fade to black until the morning?
No, nothing for me.
No.
Let's face
I
it,
got-
like,
I got nothing.
Okay.
Pharaoh's just gonna sing a lullaby in Abyssal. Or Aberration.
Oh,
Uh, he just starts singing in HP Lovecraft.
sort of the box to make it more quiet.
He is like the box is closed.
With pillows on it from the beds that aren't used.
That is actually even creepier. You should just hear like faint voice of like
That's what
chanting.
I mean.
Just a child's voice singing in an eldritch language that no man is not meant to know. Oh my god, I didn't realize how creepy I was gonna go with this, but I love it. Like Ramiel is overtly scary and threatening, but Pharaoh is just very weirdly creepy. Like he's just I love it.
Very creepy.
You are woken just after the sun begins to rise by the sounds of local folk heading out to the harbour. The fishing day starts early and ends realistically quite early, trying to go with the tides. So you'll be woken sometime around 5 a.m.
Oh,
About 6,
wow.
Vars will come around knocking. Breakfast is available any time from now.
Yay!
I heard that morning weary groan, Mr. Drow. It's not that bad. They'll walk away from the door.
Pharaoh
It
is
is
like
that bad.
Pharaoh is already like just trotting past him as he like turns around. Yay, breakfast! New friends!
Okay.
Which Which room is going to be what was the one from Larian? Would it be the
This one.
second one, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll go in there.
Oh, I
The
thought it
door's
would be this one.
currently
Second,
The door is currently locked.
I unlock it with my thieves' tools.
Please make,
Oh dear God.
please make me a thieves'
Oh,
tool
so we
check.
do have locks on the doors.
You do. Okay, lock click. Oh, you couldn't have failed it. It's DC 10. Lock clicks open. The door slides open to a topless Larian who's currently getting his stuff on. Turns. Ah!
Ah, pretty boy. Google it. Where is it? All right, go. I'll go through stuff from my pouch. Come on.
Oh, well, I suppose someone was going to catch me. He'll walk up to the bed and pull out from underneath a kind of heavy travel bag. He'll kind of reach inside, and in like a dozen little pockets lining the inside of his travel bag, he'll reach around, find a pouch that he seems to have earmarked this thing, pull the pouch out, and hand it back to you, returning you your coins.
Yep. Look over it. See that all of it's in there. You know, it's cool that you're so fast-handed, and it's good to do. But problem is, I didn't show anyone else's shit. You're the only one that knew I had these coins. And I kick his back open. Kick his back all over his bed or something. Then I leave.
I like how the most sensible one of the party is also kind of a dick.
Where's the fucking cat? Where's the cat thing? There it is. Cool.
I'm sorry,
chicken.
Daytaurus, can you please repeat what you just said for like the past 10 seconds? My Discord crapped out.
I thought so. You didn't answer it. So
sorry.
after I got my stuff back,
Yep.
I say like, it's kind of obvious. I was the only one that I showed. What was it again?
You were the only one I showed this to.
Yeah, I was you were the only one I showed you that had these coins.
Oh, I didn't actually realize I was going for that pouch. I was looking for one a little bit less valuable, but you have so bloody many.
Precisely. The reason why, because no one steals everything I have.
Very wise.
Keep in mind. And I kick his bag open over his bag, and I leave with the door open.
And
Oh,
back
well,
to
at
the
least
comment
you-
about being an ass. The whole party beside except Aggie's character's an ass.
Yes.
and Valin now, arguably.
I mean, Pharaoh's kind of nice.
Yes, I mean yeah, Barrel is, but
He's innocent.
yes.
As you
Ramio, all of us are asshole.
Oh yeah, I mean, Ramiel is a complete dick. He tried to murder. He tried to murder you, Tippy.
I know. That's the fun.
Yeah.
Hey, roleplay is like that. And today has been a full roleplay session, which is not normal for this group.
Yep.
It is.
So, I was hoping they're gonna attack us and do some combat, but they didn't.
They're not insane. Like, even if, like, she individually has confidence in being a soldier, she's a soldier. She's not like some mighty hero. She's not some, like, one-person army. And he is a sneak thief and coward. They would just run.
I was hoping they are actually working for the cult, so they see it, they know that we are not. Then I mean, out of character. That's what I was hoping for. They will attack us, so we got some combat.
Out of character, I was just going to go, offer them a drink because they've been through hell going to Europe, and also they were adventurers or something like that. So just give them some coins and they will talk because it's business, and that's it. Also, I have I put expertise in persuasion because that's what I built Daytaurus for. Seeing you guys roll with -1s and 1s, like, oh my god,
At
I
least
have
the
built
minus.
for this.
I mean, I do have a +2 in charisma, but that doesn't really help much.
No,
+3, I think 4. Up free.
Unless I'm playing a bard, I don't like have high persuasion.
Precisely. I have it because of other reasons.
I mean, have low persuasion, that's more combat.
You enter the common room. Vars has resat himself down at a pulled-out chair. At the table that was occupied by soldiers the night before, but is now occupied by 3 local men, Casca and Vars. In a corner, a pair of soldiers, kind of looking like they're about to go on duty, hurriedly munching down a breakfast, kind of platter of breakfast bread and fish soup. More fish. On a table in the middle, there's a platter of breads and bowls of fish stew, and another bowl of fish guts for Farah.
Pharaoh just goes up to the bartender and just like stands up on like his hind legs and like places his other 2 on like the bartender's legs and just starts like very gently kneading his thigh. You know, like how cats do.
Ah, you are dog now. And start, kind of put a finger down to nuzzle the top of your head, and
Fair.
lose his finger into the sludge.
I mean, Pharaoh isn't that. He's more solid than that, but yeah.
It's probably still unsettling. It's like, you are slime now. You are jelly now.
You can be as solid as you want, but if you don't have bones,
Yeah, Pharaoh just like nuzzles into the finger. And then after about 15 seconds, gets off, like stops kneading his thigh, and then just hops onto this table and spreads himself out onto the fish guts.
As the orc watches that, he'll turn to his wife. If you hear screaming tonight, I am having nightmares of this.
I love it.
The orc will nod. Me too. Me too. Over the course of the next hour, you'll be able to have breakfast, get yourselves ready, and by about 9-10 a.m., be joined by the woman who will finally introduce herself as Bridget Boulder Brace. Fantasy names, I love them.
God, yeah.
She will settle her bill for the room with the innkeeper. Or rather, she will make Larian settle their bills with his stolen coins that nobody else realizes is stolen except you guys, her, and probably you think Vaz, the orc innkeeper, who you'd probably have noticed vanished for a little while during breakfast towards the direction of Larian's room as the second person to notice a coin pouch missing.
Brilliant.
But it came back with a smile.
Go steal coin powers, just gonna blame him now. And we'll get scot-free.
I'll bring her up, and you can. There's the name.
Oh,
I've
Bridget.
given. Yep.
Walker Brace. Wow.
But before heading out into the mare, is anything people would like to do while in Leylon? Because you're going to go pretty much from Leylon into swampy sludge hell, and be there for a while.
I don't know what swamp equipment is. If I could know, if I would know what I had to buy for swamp equipment, I would. I don't know.
Probably gonna need ropes. And would I be able to purchase a waterproofed cloak?
You would be able to purchase a waxed cloak, but true waterproof, no.
Ah, okay. So water resistant then. Okay.
What
was
would
that?
you do with that? What would a slime do with that?
Yes, I would like to purchase a. Could I just actually get just like a 6 foot by 6 foot like cloth? Not even just a cloak, just like basically a waxed blanket. That's like 6 foot by 6 foot.
Sure, that's a lot of fabric. But let's say 5 gold.
I can do that.
Just look at Pharaoh just trotting off and then coming back with a giant square of blanket. Like there's cats that steal blankets sometimes in the videos.
You don't see him come back with anything.
That's what I'm picturing.
Hello?
Hello? Okay, Discord did
Hello?
not crap out.
Okay, yeah, it just got very quiet all of a sudden.
Eggy, Rat, what about the two of you guys? Anything you need to do in town?
No, not at all.
Nope.
Okay.
No,
And then the tourist jar.
No.
Okay. Then, for our next session, we will depart into the Mare of Dead Men, looking to rendezvous with a group of lizard folk freedom fighters and infiltrate our way into the castle and the heart of the mare.
Sounds good.
Oh, are we ending session here?
We are.
Ah, okay. Nice.
One of the few sessions we actually end around time.
We usually don't end for another hour.
Hey, make sure you guys get your money's worth.
Actually, I will ask, how much would like a set of towels be? Like a set of like a set of like 10 towels.
Probably like a silver piece each.
All right, so 1 gold. I could do that.
They're just kind of like sewn off bits of cloth, really.
Yeah. Just like these, like 3 foot by 2 foot cotton bits of cloth. Yeah.
And you'd be lucky to get cotton. You're probably just looking at yarn or something.
That
This is not a well-connected place.
I feel like yarn would be like way harder to make into a towel. All right, that's definitely interesting.
I'd need to look into details at what this sort of settlement could make, but it probably wouldn't be anything that needs real spinning, like spun cotton.
I mean, that's what yarn is.
It is. I'm not a textile expert.
Oh man. Yeah, fair enough.
It would most likely be wool. Cotton wasn't really common until well into the 17th,
Industrial
18th
Revolution.
centuries.
Yep.
Yeah, it was not a common thing, not at all.
Yeah.
So wool, linen, those
Wool or
were
linen would
common.
be the most. Yeah, I think linen would be most like your best bet.
Yeah.
Let's say woolen towels then.
Yeah, but I mean this world.
Nice and scratchy.
Yeah, but I mean also
uh,
this world has magic, so
Yeah. It's more advanced in some ways, but medieval in most.
uh, nice.
Sounds good to me.
I will see you all next week. I hope you have a great week and stay safe. Joe, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you on Friday, and Joe, I'll see you on Friday.
See you
Yep.
next week.
Have a wonderful day. Take it easy, guys.
Take it
Cheers.
easy, guys. Try to stay cool.
All right. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah.